If you made money outside of your 9-to-5 last year, you might already be on the IRS's radar this year. Whether that income was Uber, DoorDash, selling on Etsy, freelancing, even Cash App payments, the chance of you getting audited this year just skyrocketed. And the worst part is most people won't find out until they get the letter in the mail. During today's episode, I'm going to show you why the IRS is cracking down on side hustles, the 4 biggest mistakes that side hustlers are making, and how to stay out of trouble with the IRS, and how to avoid paying taxes. And all this comes from first-hand experience, not theory, not a blog post, real advice from a real CPA. So with that being said, let's get into it. What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of Tax-Free Living. I'm your host, Carter Cofield, nationally recognized CPA. And in the last 5 years, we've helped our clients save over $25 million in taxes. And today, I'm here to help you. One of the biggest problems that people are going to face, whether they know it or not, is the IRS cracking down on these side hustles. So let's start with defining what a side hustle actually is, according to the IRS. So a side hustle is any money earned outside of your W-2 paycheck. That means Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, selling on eBay, freelancing, money from social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and money from cash jobs. And last but certainly not least is money received from platforms like Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. Here's the part most people miss. It does not matter if it was part-time, seasonal, just a hobby, or only a few $1,000s. If you exchange your product or service for money, the IRS expects you to report this money on your tax return. Period. Now, you might ask, why are they going so hard on small side hustles? Simple answer, because they can. Technology has changed the game. How do you ask? Well, platforms track transactions, marketplaces track sales, payment processors create records, and banks track deposits. And now the IRS uses something called a matching system. Here's how it works. They compare what you reported on your tax return to what third parties report about you. If those numbers do not match, a computer automatically flags it. Not a person, a computer. And then that same computer sends out millions of these letters every single year. So this is not an expensive labor cost to the IRS for them anymore. So this is why small amounts of income no longer protect you. Now, let's talk about the 4 biggest mistakes that side hustlers are currently making and how to avoid them. And get this, mistake number 3, I can almost guarantee you are making and you don't even know it. So let's get into it. Mistake number 1. The biggest mistake I see people make is they say it was too small to matter. Let me be clear about something. If you didn't report income before and nothing happened, it's not because the income was small. It's because the IRS didn't catch it. If they catch it, the size won't matter. Example, if you only made $2,000 from a side hustle, but then the platform sends you a 1099, you report 0. There's a mismatch in the 1099 records with your records. And here's what makes it even worse. Let's say you had $2,500 worth of expenses. So you actually took a loss in your side business, but because you didn't report it on your tax return, the IRS doesn't know about the expenses. So they're going to want you to pay taxes on the whole $2,000 in income that you received. And now you're stuck having to prove everything, which means more stress, more time, and possibly having to hire an accountant that's going to cost you more money. All this could have been avoided if you didn't make the mistake. Okay. So now that we understand mistake number 1, let's talk about mistake number 2. And the mistake number 2 is waiting for 1099s. This one gets people every single year. They say, I didn't get a 1099, so I don't have to report the income. Wrong. You must report income whether or not you receive the tax form. Let me say it again. The form does not matter. It is not what makes it taxable. The income you earned is what makes it taxable. And here's the thing about 1099s. Sometimes the 1099s get lost in the mail. Sometimes you were supposed to download it and they didn't mail it. And sometimes you just didn't notice it. But guess what? The IRS does not care. It got lost in the mail is not a defense when it comes to standing in IRS tax court. So 1099 or not, you need to report all income. And if you do, you will avoid this mistake. Now let's move on to mistake number 3, which most people are making and will get flagged this year if you make it. So a lot of people think if I get paid in cash, they'll never know. Now, here's the honest truth. Cash is harder to detect up front, but the problem comes later, because if you deposit this cash into your bank account, the banks are now reporting deposits to the IRS, especially if you make deposits regularly. If you deposit $2,000 a week into this account, at the end of the year, the bank is going to send the IRS these deposit statements. And if you're not recognizing this income on your tax return, you will get audited, right? Because the paper trail then becomes obvious. So patterns matter. Weekly cash deposits matter. So even the apps, they matter as well. If you're getting paid through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, these apps report 1099s if there's over a certain amount. And even if it's under a certain amount, the IRS can request more information about you if they feel like something is fishy. And this is where most people mess up, because they think that cash will never be flagged. That is no longer the case in 2026. So now let's move on to mistake number 4. And this one causes chaos. If your side hustle runs through your personal bank account, we have a problem, right? One of the things I used to tell people when I taught them, operating your business from your personal account is ghetto, okay? We cannot do that because, number one, if you do have an LLC, the IRS can dissolve your LLC in court and say, because you weren't treating your business like an actual business, we're going to actually dissolve your LLC and not let you take any of these deductions. Because when you mix your personal income and your business income and personal expenses with your business expenses, it creates a mess. You have groceries coming out, then you have software coming out. It's a big mess, and this will cause flags and potential IRS audits. Good luck trying to separate these things later when an audit happens, trying to prove what was personal and what was business. It's easier to just avoid it all together, okay? And here's the thing, the fix is simple. At minimum, just open up a business bank account for your business transactions and get a separate bank card or credit card for these transactions, and keep your personal bank account and your personal credit card separate. This gives you clean records and more peace of mind, okay? And now that we've learned the 4 mistakes that most side hustlers are making, let's talk about what actually triggers the audit and how to avoid it. So what actually triggers an IRS audit? Here's what really gets flagged. Income reported by others that doesn't match your tax returns, large deposits that aren't reported on your income, huge expenses with tiny revenue, sudden massive swings in income, and multiple platforms reporting activity, but you were reporting little or nothing. This is where those payment processors like Stripe, Venmo, and Zelle can come to bite you. Again, this process for the IRS is automated. The software scans the documents and they scan the discrepancies. And if it looks suspicious, a letter will be sent out to you, and it won't be a nice letter. So again, avoid these mistakes and you can avoid potential audits. So if you want to sleep at night, do the following. Number 1, track the income yourself. Do not rely on 1099s. Step number 2, separate your business and personal accounts so that you can have clean records. Step number 3, keep basic documentation like your receipts, invoices, statements. Number 4, don't guess your expenses. Track them. Step number 5, set aside money for taxes. We tell all of our clients to set up a new bank account called the tax account and put a certain percentage of their income into this account. And number 6, don't wait until April to do this. This is a year-round process, so start now and continue the rest of the year. This is not about fear, it's about control. The people getting hit the hardest are the disorganized ones. I'll deal with the later crowd. Stay away from that crowd, okay? Quarterly check-ins with your CPA is a must. And if you don't have a CPA, now is probably the time to get one. Okay, now that we broke everything down, let me give you a very practical example to bring this home. Let's say you make $6,000 with your side business. And let's say you have $4,000 of legitimate expenses. That means your profit is only $2,000. So maybe you're gonna owe $5,000 $500 in taxes on this money. But if you don't report it, the IRS might calculate a tax bill on the full $6,000, which means you now will owe closer to $1,500. And you have to prove everything to get that tax bill down from $1,500 to $500. And this process can take months, and they could add taxes and penalties to this potential balance owed. Again, causing you more stress, and it could have been completely avoided. So now that you watch this episode, now that you know what to do, I just ask that you do it, okay? And here's the thing. We're living in a day and age where side hustles are more common than ever. And because the IRS has adopted to this, we have to adopt as well. And what I don't want this episode to do, I don't want this episode to scare you into not having a side hustle. I'm a firm believer that whatever your job pays you to do from 9 to 5, somebody else will pay you to do that same thing from 5 to 9. So you can make money outside of your employer to increase your income. That's amazing. And when you do this, you're actually opening yourself up to winning the tax code, because the tax code was created to help business owners and 1099 contractors and people with a side hustle. But if you don't report your income or you don't report your expenses, you will cause yourself an unnecessary problem. So now that you know this, please do me and yourself a favor. If you know anybody with a side business, send them this video so they can avoid falling into this IRS trap in 2026. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to more episodes just like this. Until next time, guys, peace.